Hi, this is Real Men Unscripted with D&D, Derek and Domingo. We hope you enjoy this podcast.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Real Men Unscripted. I'm Derek.
And I'm Domingo. Welcome back. Hope you had a good week.
Yeah, I hope it was a good week.
Yes.
So Jerry wants to show us a video. We don't know what the video is.
Nope.
And so we're going to...
But he just found it and he wants us to watch it. So we're going to watch that real quick.
Video.
A police
And being that we're both cops, it has something to do with policing.
Checking out a suspicious vehicle with out-of-state plates.
Hello.
In his police body cam video, she questions the driver behind the wheel.
What are you doing parked back here? Do you happen to have a driver's license on you that I could see?
He seems nervous, fumbling for the license.
It's suspicious that you're back here. This doesn't normally happen.
The guy tells her he doesn't have a license.
I just have to make sure, you don't have any warrants or anything, which I'm sure you don't.
What Officer Brianna Tedesco doesn't know is that the man is a fugitive, wanted for murder. He gave her a fake name of James Duncan.
They're not finding a driver's license record for James Duncan. Do you have anything in the vehicle with your name on it?
That's when all hell breaks
loose.
No!
He pulls a gun on the officer. She begs for her life.
No, please don't do it!
They struggle for 20 seconds. From another angle, you can see the backup unit. As Officer Tedesco struggles, her backup opens fire. The suspect is taken down. His real name, Kenneth Martell, and he was wanted in Pennsylvania for the home invasion, robbery, murder of 88-year-old Theodore Garver. Now, Martell has met his own violent end.
That is crazy. No, I had not seen that video.
I've seen it before.
Have
you? Yeah. So what do you think?
Well, their training's a lot different, but I'm not going to Monday morning quarterback like you said it, because our training here with the Las Vegas Metro Police Department is a lot different than that. Number one, we don't stand right in front of the door like she was. We don't lean inside, no window.
Now lean back.
You know what I'm saying? You stand by the what is the B pillar? A pillar is the one with the windshield, B
Right.
pillar, and that's where you're supposed to be standing behind that. Had she been behind there, then it would have been a totally different story, because you can disengage, get covered behind his car. Then when he gets out of the car, because he's not going to be able to see you, then you take action as your use of force continuum, whatever it dictates that you do for that.
What did you think of, like, it looked like in the video that she, when he pulled the gun, she, went to grab the gun.
To grab it.
Which, because if she had moved back, she could have probably been shot. But grabbing it, if she was able to grab it, that was probably a good thing, or, cut to one side or the other. Thankfully, the backup officer was, if he hadn't showed up when he did, who knows what would happen.
And that's another thing. We don't really know everything, but
now, that's like my county, where you may not have backup for 45 minutes, so you have to learn how to talk to people.
Population 5,000?
Yeah. Now, again, we don't. The way she's saying, like, did she really have a crime to ask him for his driver's license?
Well, that's what I'm saying. We don't know. We don't know what it looks like. It was a car stop. So
it looks like it was more of a. I don't even think she had her lights on. I think it was just like, hey, what are you doing down this lonely road type thing? Because, in the county, I know you never worked in the county before.
Yes, I have.
But,
Clark County, but not rural county.
Well, in rural counties, there's roads that people park down and have sex or do drugs or things like that. So, so she's investigating that. I don't know if that was someone's property. So now you got, him on some illegal property. Or are you checking to see if it's his property? And then, of course, people think they can give you a name, and we're going to be able to see that it doesn't come back to you. So then once he gives the false name, as long as he gives the name and the date of birth, that's right then you have a crime if it's false. So, but, the scream was kind of... I'd probably scream too. Domingo would have ran away.
Yes, to the back of the car. I wouldn't have engaged. I wouldn't have tried to grab the gun. Right? Because if you try to grab a gun and you miss it, he still has his finger on the trigger.
Right,
He's going to get at least one shot off unless you're strong enough to hold the slide.
Right.
He's going to get one shot off. Why he did it, I don't know. It looked like you said that she was able to push the gun up, but we still didn't hear a shot.
No,
so I don't know if the gun malfunctioned. I don't know if he forgot to load it, like rack around. There's a lot of questions to that. But with us, I see that gun. I'm like hightailing it to the back of the car, and then I'm waiting for him. He shoots at me, then obviously I'm going to return fire. If he comes out with the gun and points it, then I'm going to fire.
Well, because he already pointed it, you could pull it out and shoot back.
But that's what I'm saying, though. But the way
shoot.
we're taught, you have all the time in the world to disengage the conversation and go to the back of his car. You can even go all the way to the back of your car or to your car where you have your rifle, your shotgun.
Yeah, but her car was towards the front of that, if you noticed.
No, I thought that was the backup.
No, but I mean, I think hers was there because you don't see a car, right, behind him. I think she parked and then walked to
so
him. He's parked like this.
Oh,
and
I see what you're saying. That's why we didn't see the lights.
Yeah.
So she probably did have the lights, but we couldn't see it. Yeah.
But so I think she walked to him, and so
she was trying everything in her power to like make the guy feel less nervous, I guess, because he had the red flags. He looked nervous. He kept looking back and forth. He kept looking and digging in his car, and she kept saying, "Yeah, we got to look for warrants." And I know you don't have any. Well, how the heck do you know he doesn't have any until you run them? And she's just trying to calm him down, But when a guy's that nervous, I pull him out.
Do you like saying, "Hey, I'm checking you for warrants"?
No, because they already know that.
So I wouldn't say that.
No, I would.
I would
never
just
say
be
that.
like, "Hey, I'm just going to check to make sure you have a valid license, so you're able to drive."
And I've never said that. I've never told anybody I'm going to check their license or check for warrants because it's an assumption that you believe they already know, right? If I'm asking for your driver's license, your registration, and insurance, that means I'm going to do a records check on all three of them. Sure. So I never tell people, hey, by the way, I'm going to run your license, make sure it's valid. Hey, and I'm going to run your name, make sure you ain't got no warrants, because that'll trigger their head. Once you say warrants, they're like, oh, I forgot I do have one. And now you're going to get that reaction.
Now, the only time I do say about the warrants is when hey, what's your name, date of birth? And they're hesitant to give me the info or hand me the ID. Like if they say, oh, I don't have my ID, I say, oh, especially if they're driving. Yeah. I'm like, oh, are you suspended and it was taken before? No, I just don't have it with me. Okay, right there I'm like, wrong. He's probably suspended. Or if they are hesitant to give me their name, date of birth, then I usually pretend like I forgot what the date of birth was, and I'll repeat something different to get him to say, oh, yeah, that's it, when it really wasn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Then I'm like, hey, listen, man, you just gave me a different date of birth. Do you have warrants or something? Like I used that at UNLV just right before I left. There was this guy that just didn't really want to give me his info. And I said, dude, this isn't the crime of the century, man. You're just in a building you're not supposed to be. Do you want to go to jail for like false ID, or do you want to just tell me your name and I tell you to have a nice day? But unless you have warrants or something, he's like, I don't have warrants. And he didn't. But I'm like, you're acting like you have warrants. So,
but see, now you're talking about during the investigation. Right. This is the initial contact. Initial contact, I'm not going to say anything like that to anybody. But like you said, once I get back there and he gives me that James Duncan and nothing comes back, now I'm pissed.
Right.
Because you just made me walk twice back and forth, number one. It's 120 degrees out here.
Why do you have to go? You could just radio it from there, right?
Not me. I stay in my car. I put my AC vent inside my thing.
Oh, my gosh.
I got my AC blasted on my face. I got my 90.5 playing. I'm comfortable. So I'm not standing outside like
So now you're a target in your car.
No, doors open. Rifle's usually right there on
Why
my
not
side.
just radio the info right by the car?
Because it takes long, number one. Right? Because if there's 3-4 people ahead of you, now you got to wait for those 3-4 people to get their return. If you go in your car and you run it in your car, you're going to get it immediately. And I'm
But
not.
we couldn't run it in our car because we didn't have that.
Okay, no.
Because
We
we're both dumped, in the country. So and we didn't really have to wait for 3-4 people because we only had 3-4 people on the whole county. No, we would usually have like 3 to 4 in Ukiah, and then a couple, like maybe 8 at one time on nights, a little bit more on days. But I mean, you didn't have to wait that long. But you guys, don't you go to a different channel?
Yeah.
So
We go to Juan's channel.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, if you do everything properly, leave your door open. Don't sit all the way inside. Your butt cheek should just be, one of your butt cheeks should be on the seat, and the rest should be off of it, so that you can engage any threat, at where the door and the A-pillar meet. So that's how I would do it. Now, when I was training, then yes, they would have to be outside doing it on their radio, and I'm out there with them because I'm not going to sit in the car when my trainee's doing it. But I would always tell them, go next to cover, all right? Whether it was a tree, a pole, and do it from there. So in case something happens, at least you have cover, not concealment, not branches, not something that a bullet will go through. Get somewhere where you have cover,
All right.
behind the car sometimes. But even though I don't like that one, because in my 25 years, I've seen DUI guys hit the patrol car, and then the patrol car hit the car in front. So I never liked that idea. I always liked get off the sidewalk, because here there's a lot of rocks, and just get up on the little mound next to not a brick wall.
But then you can't put your little AC thingy in.
That's me by myself.
My brother had one of those,
Yeah.
and he had one for the canine.
Oh, for the back?
Point to the dog. But then he had one that he would put in the.
Why? It's like 60 degrees in upstate California.
No, it's summer. It's
There's no
105.
No, there isn't. You guys are in the woods with the redwood trees.
Yeah, no, not in Ukiah. No.
Oh, that's right. It's all farmland, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys have a lot of tractors for cover.
Not really.
A lot of hay.
Man,
a lot of hay bales.
I wish
There's
you
no
could-
hay bales.
I don't know what you're.
He just said rural county. Dukes of Hazzard.
Just a good old boy, never meaning no harm.
No, it's not like
Tractors,
that
hay
bad,
bales. You could get behind a cow for cover. Don't tell me there was no cows. Tell me there was no cows. I know there was cows. I passed through
I
there.
suppose we could find a cow somewhere.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Did you go cow tipping when you were over there at all?
Cow tipping?
Yeah. You've never done cow tipping?
No.
When they fall asleep standing up,
Mm-mm.
and then you hit them as hard as you can, and they fall on the side, and then
No.
you run like crazy?
What you do is you put your shoulder into her and you push. And they fall over.
What? Then you're not from the country.
I didn't say I was from the country. I worked in the country. I'm from Santa Rosa, which is pretty much city.
That's country.
250,000 people. Wine
Exactly.
country.
That's country. That's rural. 250,000 people.
Santa Rosa is not rural.
Yeah, it is.
No.
It's not city
Ada
like.
County would be rural.
It's not like Las Vegas or Los Angeles or New York.
It's like Los Angeles.
No, it's not.
It's
you
just
guys have that.
littler.
You have that city with tall skyscrapers
No.
and Dodger Stadium.
Oh, you mean L.A.?
Yeah, or
Yeah.
Las Vegas. It's not a city unless it's got like baseball, football, basketball stadiums, skyscrapers, buildings.
Okay.
If it doesn't have any of that, it's not a city.
Hmm.
It is rural.
So
Jerry, where are you from,
Do
Jerry?
we know he's from here? He's from Vegas, the
He's
big
from
city.
Vegas?
The big city.
Sin City.
Yeah.
See? Do you agree with me, right? A city has to have all those things in order to be a city. Can't just be a jail, a bank, and a grocery store. That's what I think of. Like remember the Wyatt Earp?
Oh my gosh.
That's the kind of city I picture over there.
Well, the good thing is I survived.
Yes, you did. And you're here now, ready to retire in what, 2 years?
I don't know.
5 years?
I mean, yeah, I want to go as long as I can.
When are you going to join Jerry, me, your buddy,
Alan.
Like, it's
I don't
time.
know.
It's time to cut the umbilical cord and join us.
I don't make you guys money. That's the biggest thing.
We save money. It's a
No,
difference.
you make 3 times what I make in retirement. Because of the big city, the country don't
there
see
you
the
go, there
country
you
don't pay you that well. So yeah, it don't pay you that well.
But they will come.
On a side note, my middle son Marcus moved. I don't know if I mentioned it on one of the episodes that have probably been canceled.
That he moved back.
No, he moved to Chicago. He sold his house in Florida. They drove. It took them 22 hours to drive from St. Pete to this town just north of Chicago, or actually west of Chicago, I think. 22 hours.
Wait, where was he staying at? In Boston?
No, he was in St. Pete.
I know, but he was in St. Pete. But then didn't he go to like Boston?
No, he went to Baltimore for a little bit.
That's where you told us that he last moved.
And now he's going to be in Chicago for.
So
3
he
years.
sold that awesome house in Florida.
Well,
It's
I don't
gone.
know. Yeah, it's not. I don't know that you could call it awesome, but yeah.
Wasn't it next to the water?
It was near the water,
Yeah.
but the house itself was in the ghetto.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A lawyer?
He didn't think it was in the ghetto when he first moved there. He didn't know. But the first time I went there, I was like, "Are we in the ghetto?" Probably not. He took offense to it actually, but.
And you're the second person I know that has said St. Pete instead of St. Petersburg.
It is St. Petersburg.
Are you like a Floridian? Are you
No,
a
but
DeSantis lover?
They do. I mean, they say St. Pete when you're there. So I've been there and, enough 4 or 5 times that it's St. Pete.
Because we just had a good friend come to visit us, and she kept saying St. Pete. And I knew it was St. Petersburg because I know St. Petersburg's in Florida. And now you're over here saying St. Pete, and I told the wife, I'm like, yeah, I guess Floridians call it St. Pete.
I'm not a Floridian, but one day I hope to be, or a Tennessean.
Tennessee. No, I'm good.
That's all red.
It's red?
They're mostly a
From
red
blood
state.
or?
Yeah, blood and everything. So,
But isn't it flat? Isn't
No,
that like
there's some mountains,
tobacco
right?
country?
Gatlinburg, that's Smoky Mountains. What are you talking about?
So there's mountains and
Yeah.
rivers and lakes?
Yeah.
What part of it? East or west?
Well, some
The
all
west,
over.
The
all
west?
over.
No, I know it's part of flatlands
But
too.
Gatlinburg's east of the state.
Because I know
So Nashville would be over here. It's way over
I
there.
got friends that have moved there.
They got Sasquatch up north in Tennessee.
Hey, do you see that? Do you see that? I'm afraid.
Oh, so that means there's good high mountains.
So I started this new series. If I knew it was only 1 season and only 8 episodes before I watched the first one, I probably wouldn't have watched it because now I'm like hooked, and it's apparently like not coming back.
What is it?
It's called Coyote.
Coyote. I've never
Yeah.
heard of that.
So
Is this the Mexican coyote that brings people over the border?
So it's based on. Do you know who Michael Chidless is? He's an actor.
Yeah.
He was in that one FX show where he was a
Was
dirty
it
cop.
a dirty cop?
Yeah. I like him.
He kinda looks like
Bald-head
you.
guy,
Kinda looks like you.
He's much fatter than me, though. Anyhow,
I think he would disagree.
No, he wouldn't, because he was fat in this show.
But he was
not. I mean, definitely.
He's meaner than you.
Maybe. But so anyhow, in the series, it's he is a border patrol agent between San Diego and Mexico, I think.
Just say it, Tijuana.
Oh, is it Tijuana? But he retires right away, and then his ex-partner had a place over there that needed to be worked on, and he died, so he goes over to work on it, and then end up getting, the cartel gets him, and he does some illegal stuff, like brings a girl over illegally.
Across the border?
Yeah, because she was being she
Raped.
was pregnant and being beat up
Sex traffic.
by the cartel. But then he kills a couple people. Then the cartel gets him working for him to do some stuff, and then I was hooked. But no, I'm done. And there's no. That's
No,
not.
so they left
apparently
you
it didn't do very good or something.
They left you on a cliffhanger, though?
Yeah, him about to be arrested. for
And
the
now we
killing
don't know.
of the two Mexican guys.
And now we don't know what's going on after
and we
that.
won't.
Wow.
So I was like, man, I just wasted like a whole 2 weeks of my life watching this thing. And
So you are retired then?
no,
And you have a lot of free
then
time on your hands.
There's a new one called Presumed Innocent. Oh, it's from the original movie that was with Harrison Ford. Did you see that back in
No.
the 80s?
I wasn't born yet.
Okay, well, I was, and so it
I
was,
was,
a good
but
show.
I was only in my
but this
teens.
one's with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal?
Oh, I never know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. It is a Swedish name, is it not?
It is a Swedish name.
So shouldn't it be like Gyllenhaal?
Oh my God. I have to say,
Gyllenhaal.
the only two places that is pronounced correctly, my last name like you did just now, is in Sweden and in IKEA.
And it's 8 episodes. Number 6 comes out tomorrow.
What is it called?
Presumed Innocent.
So it's new. It's like
It's
a 2024 series.
Yeah.
Not something in 2019 or 18.
No, it might have been 2023, 24. And it's based off the movie, but it's even, it's upgraded. Like their biracial family. In the real movie, the one that actually did the murder. This one.
So you're telling everybody
This one, I don't know. I don't think it would be the wife. I think it might be the attorney. Yeah, it's crazy.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Yeah. It's a DJ's like, I got it. He's even watching.
Oh, he likes it?
Oh yeah, he's like, I can't breathe till I get the next episode. I mean, he's like totally.
So are these like based on true stories though?
No.
They're just fiction.
Yeah, it's just TV show.
Wait, fiction is facts or no?
No,
Fiction is fake, right?
Yeah.
And nonfiction is real,
like fake
Got it.
news.
like Trump.
Yeah, exactly.
He is fake news.
Everybody is.
So is Biden.
Yeah.
Not
I thought we were done with
Not
that.
Kennedy though.
He's pretty jacked.
Who?
Kennedy.
Yeah, he's big. He's a big dude.
But
Now, who is he though? Who is he a son of? Is it the Attorney General dude,
he's
Robert Kennedy?
Junior. Yeah, he's junior.
Oh shoot, that's right. It is Robert Kennedy Jr.
Dun, 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 dun. My name is Domingo.
I just know Kennedy. I don't know the first name or the last name or the junior. I mean I know the last name, just not the whatever, the junior or whatever.
Okay.
We're probably gonna have to delete that.
Yeah. Jerry, you got another video? No.
Yeah, put something in there about Kennedy.
So I got a new flag that I put outside, and it
Yeah.
got so windy.
It
that
ripped again.
No, but I bought a bunch of more magnets.
Mm-hmm.
I came home, magnets are on the ground, busted. So I had to send. I mean, those magnets are like $35. So I sent them back, but the flag was starting to come out of the
wall?
Like they sealed it and everything, and it looked like it was. I just don't think I'm going to be able to fly a flag here, man. This wind is just awful, and this
Really?
stucco out here is stupid and horrible. And
But is it attached to a 2x4 or is it just the stucco and the?
no, he drove it really in there, and then
But not to the
put
wood.
some wood, and then I thought it was good. Apparently not.
And now it's
And
not.
it's frustrating.
Okay, now was the flag thing already there, or you put it?
I put it there.
So you put it on there.
Well, then I've had it redone because I did it. Then Hal did it for me.
Oh, I remember Hal did it. Yeah.
And then I paid a handyman to come out and do it. And
Even after Hell?
yeah,
Really?
Hal's stuck for a while, and then it came out. I don't know, man. It stinks.
You know what some people that I know have done? They replace the light. They take the whole light and then they put their flagpole on there.
On the light?
Yeah, you know how some houses have the lights outside?
Yeah.
Well, those, per whatever the construction laws
Have
are,
wood or whatever?
yeah, they have to be attached to wood. So what they do is they take the light out and then they just put the flag, and you know it's solid, and you know
Well,
it's
I
in wood.
don't have that though.
You don't have a light.
I mean,
fixture?
I have the yeah, but I can't remove it. I'd be an HOA.
They don't know.
HOA.
What they don't know, they
violation.
won't. What they don't
They
know won't
know.
hurt them.
They
If you
know.
replace that real quick without them seeing it, they wouldn't even know that a light was there.
Guaranteed.
That's because they don't like you.
Well, maybe
They're blaming
but
the sidewalk on you. It has nothing to do with you. Your fence, which is a common fence for
So
both
we have a
of
guy
you.
in the community that is flying his flag upside down right now
What?
because of distress, right? That means the country's in distress,
Yeah,
right?
but you still don't do it.
So he believes that the country's in distress with Biden. And so when we walked by, I told Tammy, I go, oh God, he actually made the news. They went after him so much he had Trump flags on his truck, but he wasn't lighting them at night, and they were giving him violations because it was on his truck. I didn't think they could give you a violation if it's on your truck. I get it. If it's on the house, federal code says it'll be lighted. But anyhow, it made the news and everything, and so they've been hounding him. And
For both the flag and the truck?
for the flags on the truck, yeah. And then, so now he's got his flag upside down, and they gave him a
Both of them?
violation for that. Well, no, the one on the house.
The one on the house?
They gave him a violation for that. This guy's a 100% disabled veteran, and they just hound him. Matter of fact, I didn't know this till the other day when I was talking to him, because I was like, hey, have you got a violation for that flag being upside down? And that's when he told me. I said, I knew you were gonna. So he has, it's the next one over. He has the long driveways, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Have you seen those when you first pull in
yeah.
and you turn left to come to my house? So I thought, wow, that's great. People could park 4 cars there and it'd be good. He told me that he is only allowed the 2 closest to his garage, that if he parks behind those, he gets a violation. And his father-in-law pulled in the other day, car still running, father-in-law still in the car. They're bringing a kid to him so he can leave. President of the HOA drives by. He sees her take
Takes a
pictures.
picture.
So his video catches her, and they gave him a violation for that. And he's like, my father-in-law is still in the car. He's not parked. Like, he stopped and he's leaving. And they're like, no, gave him a violation.
Wow.
And I'm like, dude, man, I thought they picked on me.
It's
They,
time.
uh,
It's time
they
to
totally
move.
picked on him.
It's time to move.
Yeah, he is moving.
No, you.
No, but he's moving because his wife's pregnant.
Oh, so he's a younger dude.
I think he's in his
When
late
you said
30s.
disabled veteran, I was thinking like 60s.
No, he's probably in his mid 30s.
Oh, he's a young guy then. Yeah.
But his wife's pregnant. They already have a little kid, and then he has a kid from someone else.
Previous marriage. Or
Yeah,
something.
and so he said they're moving to bigger, but his
Wow.
mom was there, and she's on an HOA board, but not
A
ours,
different
a
one,
different
yeah.
one. And she just is like, "Wow, they are the worst," she said.
This one here.
Yeah. Anyhow,
Well, we know from the stories
yeah.
you told us.
Yeah. So it's
Story time.
story time. So I guess
Now,
this time
the
it's-
last episode said you had a story, not similar, but kind of like what I had to share.
well, it's funny because of when you said everybody came out of the car.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
we're
now
going
this,
back to the clown car.
So now this didn't happen in Mendocino County, where we have a lot of people that work
Where'd
the
it happen?
fields.
Vegas.
This happened at Nevada State College when I was working for UNLV PD, which was then UPD.
Now, where's the campus at?
The Nevada State
Yeah.
College. It's out there on Nevada State Drive, going towards Boulder Highway.
I've never been.
You've been here how long? You're retired from Metro. That's Henderson's jurisdiction.
Exactly, that's not
But-
Metro.
But still, hello, you don't know where all the colleges are? Okay.
I barely know where UNLV is at, and that's because it was in my area.
Well, anyhow, it's out there just past college,
College Drive.
right?
So I said by Foothill High School.
It's the next one. Next one going towards Boulder. It's called Nevada State Drive exit. There's another name if you go left, which I'm drawing a blank on. But anyhow, so I worked out there for 4 years.
At that campus?
At that campus. While I was, working for UNLV.
Yeah.
And literally one day, so I did a lot of walking to buildings, and I didn't do.
Now, this is normal business hours, or is
Yeah,
this
yeah.
afterwards?
Yeah, no, during school's in session. So I didn't get in the patrol car and pull over a lot of cars, right? I would do it at times, but I spent a lot of time getting to know the students, and because it's a smaller campus, and I knew a lot of them, and so all of a sudden this car backs up. I'm walking and it's backing up, so I just stop, and it backs up, and all of a sudden all 4 doors open, and trunk opens.
No.
Now this car holds 5 seatbelts, right?
What kind of car is it?
It was like a Toyota Corolla or something, right? And literally like 10 Mexicans.
How do you know they were Mexicans?
Because they got out and I saw them.
They could have been Guatemalan, Honduran, Costa Rican.
Okay, well then I would say
Latinos.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to say the H.
Don't
'cause
say
you said
that
was
H
a
word.
bad word.
It's Latinos.
Okay, so they were all Latino.
There you go.
With no baby.
My.
And 10 got out, and I'm like looking at them, and then their eyes when they saw me, because none of them saw me when they're backing up, and they see me.
Because you couldn't see in the mirrors.
They see me, and their eyes get just huge as they're getting out, and I'm like in shock that 10 people fit, but like 4 got out of the trunk. Like 6 like in the, and then like 4 got out of the trunk, and I'm like, you guys, what are you doing? They're like, oh, we're just going to class, and I'm like, in a trunk? Like, hello, like what bad if you got rear-ended? Like, listen, guys, I'm not giving you a ticket today, but you have to figure out another way to get to school. I know you all might be related. I'm not even going to ask you guys anything.
Names or driver's license.
I just want you to know that it's not safe for you guys to be in the trunk. I'm not telling you to put 10 people in the front either. You're pushing it with 6, but you all should have a seatbelt. Let me just say that. So I don't want to see you guys again, or I might have to give you a ticket. But and then I just looked at the 4 that were like in the trunk, and I'm like, could you guys even breathe? Like, like how did you guys fit? Like, I'm still like shocked that 4 of them got out of this trunk.
And a Corolla's not a big car.
No, and they're like, oh, it was tight, and and I'm glad we're out, and
so
and they were sweating.
This is their daily drive?
It sounded like it. I mean, I just was like, I'm leaving. Like,
I'm
I
out.
just was like, get to class and don't do that again. And so yeah, it was.
And it was 10, 11 guys got out of this car. No?
It was 10 because they had 6 in the front, and then they had
3 and 3.
No, they had like 4 in the back seat, which
And
should have
then 2
only
in the
been
front,
3.
yeah.
And then they had the center, so then 1 each, and then 4 in the trunk. And I don't know. I really don't know how. I mean, they were like, laying when that trunk opened, and then the first guy gets out. I'm like, second guy gets out, and then 4 get out. I'm like,
were they small, tiny little guys?
Well, yeah, they weren't 6 feet or anything. they were like 5'5" to 5'7".
102 pounds.
They were all pretty thin.
Wow.
And they were
because Jerry doesn't fit in that trunk by himself.
It was just. I wish I had my.
You didn't have a body worn camera?
No, we didn't wear them.
So
not till.
So this is before Uber then?
No.
So Uber and
this was. Let's see. I left in May of 2021, and it was probably.
So this is still COVID then?
No, it was probably like 2019 because they weren't wearing masks.
So this is before COVID.
Before COVID.
So yeah, so it wasn't Uber yet, was it? When did Uber come around?
I think before 2019. But I mean, they can't. I mean, I had asked like, hey, why are you all in one car? And they said none of them had cars and they can't afford to Uber and all that. And they all came from like North Las Vegas. So I did ask like a few things just to kind of.
So you did investigate, even though you said you weren't going to.
Yeah, well, just basic questions because of their safety. Like, hey,
Me,
where,
I would've-
where are you guys driving from?
As soon as that trunk pops open, I'm turning around and walking the other way. They made it here. It's safe.
I mean, I knew
I'm
they
done.
weren't coming from the border. Okay, I knew that. So I'm like, hey, where did you guys like come from? North Las Vegas area.
They could have
And
been
I'm like, in the trunk this whole way. What have you got in a car accident? That's how I, mentioned that part. So anyhow, so that's my story. So,
It's actually a good one, decent one.
but I didn't give them a ticket.
Except the border part. They weren't from the border. How do you know? They probably came from there.
No, they weren't.
How do you know? You don't?
Because they said they were from North Las Vegas, so I believed them. And these
Well,
kids,
then they did
they're
come from the
students.
border.
Well, maybe.
The border of North Las Vegas.
Yeah. All right, folks. Well, again, thank you for watching Real Men Unscripted. Make sure you like, subscribe, share,
and watch it. And I'm
Till-
catching up.
Yeah. Until next time, peace out.
Have a good week. Peace.